Good day everyone, welcome to my channel Adventures ni Perlas. Recently, I decided to create a video lesson for my students for them to have a reference in our topic. This video lesson is a very good reference to our LAS or the Learning Activity Sheet that is number 9. I hope you enjoy and learn many things at the same time. Today, our topic is sexual reproduction. This is Teacher Pearl and hope you will enjoy the show. As I've said a while ago, this is a reference for LAS number 9. Let's start with the definition. We'll define the word reproduction and sexual reproduction. Reproduction is the ability of an organism to produce its own kind, while sexual reproduction is a type of reproduction that requires the union of gametes and it can produce with two parents. The offspring is a combination of the parents' traits. Organisms must reproduce to continue their own kind. There are two types of sexual reproduction. These are fertilization and pollination. Let's talk about fertilization. Fertilization is for humans and animals only. It is a union of two cells forming a zygote. It happens when the sperm cell coming from the male unites with the egg cell coming from the female. The resulting fertilized egg or zygote contains genes or traits from both parents. Fertilization is for humans and animals only. Humans like us and animals like them need to undergo fertilization in order to reproduce. Fertilization is a union of two cells forming a zygote. It happens when the sperm cell coming from the male unites with the egg cell coming from the female. This is how a sperm cell looks like, and this is how an egg cell looks like. This is how fertilization happens. We have heard the egg and the sperm cell. Okay, there are millions of sperm cells that will try to enter the egg cell, but only one will fertilize the egg and become a zygote. In fertilization, the resulting fertilized egg or zygote contains genes or traits from both parents. We have here a picture of a family for humans and a family for dogs. In real life, makaingon ta, uy, liwat lagi ka sa imong mama. Uy, liwat lagi ka sa imong papa. Ang maingon pug ka kung makakita kag iro, ay liwat lagi kaning iruwa ato, mauguro ni iyang parents, mauguro to iyang papa, mauguro ni iyang mama. That is because during fertilization, the resulting fertilized egg will contain traits or genes from both parents. Mo nang nailiwat ni mama, nailiwat ni papa. Okay. Dili gyud siya exactly nga liwat ra gyud siya ni mama or liwat ra gyud siya ni papa. It could be both because it's a combination already. Let's talk about pollination. Pollination is for plants only. It is a transfer of pollen grains from the anther to the stigma of the flower. Pollination is for flowering plants only. Now let's discover how does pollination happen. We have here the process of pollination. The pollen from the flower's anther that is considered as the male part of the plant rubs or drops into a pollinator. And then the pollinator then take this pollen to another flower where the pollen sticks to the stigma or the female part of the flower. The fertilized flower later yields fruits and seeds. Here are the common parts of a flower. We have here the anther. As you can remember, I've said a while ago, anther is known as the male part of the flower. This is where the pollinators will rub themselves so that they can get the pollen grains. We have here the filamen, and this too is called as the stamen. The the red part here is known as the petal. That is the visible part of the flower, the petal. And the lower part, the green one here, is the sepal. We have here the stigma. As you can remember, I've mentioned a while ago that the stigma is the female part of the flower. We have here the pistil, the style, and the ovary. This three here is known as the pistil. Now, who are the pollinators? We will discover who are the pollinators. These pollinators are the agents of pollination. These are examples of pollinators. We have here butterflies, different kinds of insects, and bees. Okay, as you can see, these are all flying insects. These are agents of pollination. How pollination happen? Now let's visualize how pollination happen. We have here the pollen grains coming from the stamen. And then these pollen grains are carried by the pollinator, and this pollinator will put or rub or drop the pollen grains to the stigma. And once the pollen grains are dropped on the stigma, pollination happens. Let's have a short recap. Reproduction is the ability of an organism to produce its own kind. Sexual reproduction is a type of reproduction that requires the union of gametes, and it can produce with two parents. The offspring is a combination of the parents' traits. There are two types of sexual reproduction. One, we have fertilization. It is for humans and animals only. It is the union of two cells forming a zygote. It happens when the sperm cell from the male unites with the egg cell from the female. The resulting fertilized egg or zygote contains genes or traits from both parents. Pollination is for plants only. It is the transfer of pollen grains from the anther to the stigma of the flower. Here are the activities for LAS number 9. You just need to answer this one using your LAS. Again, this activity is also found in your LAS number 9. Test 1 is identification. Identify what is referred in each statement. 2 points each. Number 1, it is a type of reproduction that requires the union of gametes. Number 2, the ability of an organism to produce its own kind. Number 3, it happens when the sperm cell unites with the egg cell. Number 4, it is the transfer of pollen grains from the anther to the stigma of the flower. And number 5, that is the union of two cells forming a zygote. Next, we have test 2. Test 2 is you just need to answer directly. Answer it in complete sentence, and that is 5 points each. 1. What is reproduction? 2. What is pollination? 3. Differentiate pollination from fertilization. I guess that's all for today. Thank you for watching, and I hope you learned something. Okay, you can follow me guys in my social media accounts. For my YouTube channel, we have Adventures ni Perlas. For my Facebook, I have Pearl Perlas. And for my Instagram, at Miss Perlang Malakas. And for TikTok, at Saifi My Baby. So please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching.